The Honourable Te Urara.
Mr Speaker, kia ora tātou katoa. Mr Speaker, 1 year ago when I stood to respond to the Prime Minister's budget, I stood in absolute humility. I was humble. I didn't want to talk the Māori Party up, I just kept it very low key. I didn't want to sort of show off in any way, shape or form. I didn't want to show any sort of arrogance in any way. Well, Mr Speaker, that's over. That's over. It's time to break out, Mr Speaker, because the Māori Party, unlike others, is here to deliver. Not to just talk about it, but to deliver it. And Budget 2016 has delivered, because I heard in that budget the Māori Party more than most other political parties in this House. And that's why we're here, Mr Speaker, to get some gains. So, Mr Speaker, Budget 2016 for the Māori Party absolutely builds on the gains that we've made by way of whānau, whare, whenua and whakapapa. All of those themes over the last 8 years has been what we've brought to the budget, and indeed as sitting next to the National Party as a support party. This year in particular, I'm really pleased and we're really proud of the gains we've been able to make. Whānau ora, an extra 50 million, only 50 million over 4 years, Mr Speaker, now up to 72 million every year. Why? Because we make a difference. That's what happens, we make a difference. Building cultural wealth, Mr Speaker. Te Reo Māori investment, $34.6 million to Te Reo Māori. An additional support to emergency housing, and for goodness sake, we definitely want to support in that area. $41.1 million in that area, Mr Speaker. That's what the Māori Party brings to this budget. But wait, there's more. There's more, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, the great thing about some of the gains that we've made in this budget come on the back of the legislation that we put in front of this House. And it's sad that some of the parties in this House do not support Te Ture Whenua Māori. Why? Because we've actually got the money to make it happen. We've also got some more money in Te Reo Māori. That's where the change will happen. So, Mr Speaker, ever since we've been around, what the Māori Party have brought has actually been about innovation and innovative solutions to the table, like whānau ora. Unlike National, unlike Labour, our focus is not Middle New Zealand. Our focus, unashamedly, Mr Speaker, in government, is to break down the intergenerational disparities between Māori and non-Māori. No other political party on its own has had the courage to face that or focus on it. The Māori Party has. And that mind shift benefits this government. It benefits the country as a whole, Mr Speaker. Now just consider, had the Māori Party not pushed the whole issue about smoking cessation by way of lifting in taxes, by increments, plain packaging, getting rid of advertising of cigarettes in garages and so on. That's the innovation that the Māori Party brings to this government and indeed to this country, Mr Speaker. We've worked in good faith with the National Party to introduce initiatives like insulating low-income houses back to 2009. 2010, whānau ora came to town. And now, just this year, the once-in-a-generation reform of Māori land law. That's again what we bring to this table, Mr Speaker. So we bring the courage, we bring the fortitude, we bring the innovative solutions to the table. Mr Speaker, the wonderful thing I think about the Māori Party presentation to this budget is that we have shown faith in our whānau and communities to find the right solutions, and we've worked really hard to secure them the initial resources they need to make a difference for them. Mr Speaker, one of the key themes in the Māori Party policies is one called mana motuhake, self-determination. Helping Māori and other communities determine their own destiny with a hand up from the state, not a handout. Mr Speaker, that's our approach in Māori development. It's our approach in whānau ora, and it's our approach in economic development. We, a party of two, Mr Speaker, have secured more gains for Māori than any other political party in the 8 years we have been a support party. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right. Mr Speaker, just imagine what the government budget would have been like without the Māori Party needling them on issues around social development and poverty. Mr Speaker, let's put another fact out there. Since joining the government benches, Mr. Speaker, the budget for Māori affairs come Māori development has actually increased by 50%. 50. That's right, only 50%, Mr. Speaker. It's a shocking total, but it's pretty good, I like it. It's pretty good, I like it. Mr. Speaker, since being a support party in government, we've secured and influenced more than $2 billion worth of budget gains. $2 billion. Now, if some media person had have asked me that question before we came in, we could have put it out there, but I'm helping media today to understand that the Māori Party is bringing something special, unique and Māori to this House, Mr. Speaker, not just by presence, but in real substantive gains for our people. Whānau ora, since 2010, Mr. Speaker, $45 million. This year, up to $72 million. I know.
72.
I know, 72, it's up there. Base benefit increases, Mr. Speaker, $790 million in 2015, first time ever in 40 years that either side of the House has moved. Why? Because the Māori Party presence. Free GP visits for under 13. Why? From age 6 to under 13. Why? Māori Party presence. Warm Up New Zealand, rheumatic fever, 20 million in 2014. These are the gains that we bring. So we don't talk about it like some. We make it happen. Two people make it happen for the best interest of New Zealand. In fact, Mr. Speaker, we would have liked actually a hell of a lot more. We would have liked, for example, benefit levels to be indexed against the median wage, but that might have cost a little bit extra, like a 7.9 billion. Yeah, 7.9 billion. A little bit big, but that's all right. We'll get there. So, Mr. Speaker, so this is what I was waiting for. I was waiting for the bait. I threw it out there, and I knew I'd get the hook, Mr. Speaker. Tell me, somebody here, please tell me what the Labour Party has delivered for Māori over the last 8 years. Just give me a number. Give me a number. It's a big zero. A big kore, kareko, zero. Nothing, zilch, zip, all of the above, nothing. And that's what we bring. Now, we don't change the whole wide world, Mr. Speaker, but I tell you what, we do better than that side over there. Absolutely. So let's just go back to those 4 things I talked about, Mr. Speaker, as leading off. Whānau, whenua, whakapapa, whare. Those are the 4 po, Mr. Speaker, that we bring to this House. Mr. Speaker, Budget 2016, we have been able to, I say again, we have delivered more than any Labour Party initiative in 8 years. Why? Because they are not at the table, Mr. Speaker. They are not in Parliament, they're not in power. And actually, I was frightened by the word Mr. Peters gave. He said, when we're in power, it's all about power. Actually, it's not about the people. It's all about power. That's the problem. And that's what we do. We think about the people. That's, Mr. Speaker, important for us. That's why we focused on whānau ora, because whānau ora is making a difference for our people. It gets into Māori communities. It's delivering the goodies and the wonderful work done up and down the country by whānau ora navigators, Mr. Speaker. We've got to support, and we've got to support the whānau ora commissioning agencies who do the great work. Housing, Māori Housing Network, linked to achieving best outcomes for health and home ownership, Mr. Speaker. Again, $12.6 million earmarked for the Māori Housing Network over the next 4 years. More than, actually $1 would be more than the Labour Party has delivered in the last 8 years. Just $1, but we can't even get to that. Mr. Speaker, Te Reo Māori revitalisation. No one will talk to this one because we have delivered the goodies, Mr. Speaker. 12 million over 4 years for Te Mātāwai. Somebody said there's not going to be anybody for Te Mātāwai. Well, I'm sorry, we delivered. 12 million over 4 years. 12 million for Māori television, Mr. Speaker. 12 million to support Māori language strategies. All of it, all adding up. And hey, Mr. Speaker, just before I close, the Māori Land Service, Mr. Speaker, on the back of Te Ture Whenua is $14.6 million over the next 4 years to design that service. It's all backed up, Mr. Speaker. We set the plan, and now we're going to make it happen. That's what the Māori Party brings to this Parliament, brings to the National Party, but most importantly, Mr. Speaker, it brings to this country. Te ao Māori ora, kia ora tātou.
Speaker.